What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. Before we get today's video of through the years, I want to thank everybody who helped me get to 300 subscribers. We're on the road for 1,000, so hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Over 86% of y'all not subscribed to the channel, so please hit that sub button. If you like this video, other video I've done so far through the years, or anything I've done on this channel, hit that notification bell button. Help me get to 1,000. Without further ado, let's get to today's topic of today's video, Fred Taylor. Frederick Antoine Taylor, Fred Taylor for short, was born January 27, 1976 in Pahokee, Florida, where he went to Glade Central High School. He played there for all 4 years, and he went to the University of Florida, where he played from 1984 to 1987. He was All-American at the University of Florida in 1997, third team to be exact. First team all SEC in 1997. He's inaugurated the Florida Georgia Hall of Fame, and he's a member of the UF Athletic Hall of Fame. So during his college career, he played under Steve Spurrier. As a true freshman, he started 2 games. He put up 873 yards and 8 touchdowns. As a sophomore, 95, he played 6 games, gained 281 yards and 5 TDs. He returned in 96 to start 2 out of 7 games he played, 629 yards and 5 touchdowns to help Gators lead to their first national championship in school history. As a senior captain in 1997, Fred Taylor was a team leading rusher with 1,292 yards on 214 carries and scored 13 touchdowns. Earning first team All-SEC recognition and Associated Press third team All-American, but was chosen by his teammates as the Gators' most valuable player. Throughout his historic collegiate career at the University of Florida, he ranked 4th all-time in rushing with 3,075 yards and 31 touchdowns. One of the most sought-out players to get in history, according to Gainesville Sun, Fred Taylor's ranked as the 36th greatest Gator of all time. He's also inducted in the Florida Georgia Hall of Fame in 2008 and the University of Florida Athletic Hall of Fame as a Gator great in 2010. Fred Taylor went on to the NFL Combine, measured at 5'11", 7 inches, 226 pounds, ran a 4.29 40, and also did 20 reps on the bench press. He was set 9th overall at 98 draft by the Jaguars, who they traded up 2 picks with the Buffalo Bills. Fred Taylor's a rookie in 1998, started 12 of 15 games, and ran for 1,223 yards and 14 touchdowns. That led a total of career high, also 44 catches for 421 yards and 3 touchdowns. In 1999, Fred Taylor played in 10 games, started 9 due to a hamstring injury. He was ranked second in the team with 732 yards, posted 2 100-yard performances in the playoffs, and recorded the longest touchdown in Jags history with a 90-yard rushing touchdown in a 62-7 victory over the Miami Dolphins. That game also right there officially retired Dan Marino. So that's pretty cool. The Jaguars' last home playoff win up until 2017 was the game that officially retired Dan Marino. He missed 3.5 games in 2000, but finished 6th in the NFL with 1,399 yards and 12 touchdowns, while making 36 catches for 240 yards and another 2 touchdowns. Taylor played the first 2 games of the one season before suffering a groin injury that sat about the rest of the season. Overall, Taylor injuries caused him to miss 23 of a potential 48 games from 1999 to 2001. Fans and media were highly critical of Taylor's tendency to get hurt. Questions of his toughness and donning him the moniker Fragile Fred, while deeply upsetting him, which he will later admit. Despite that, Taylor's season was over in week 3 of 2001. Jaguars coach Tom Coughlin said this in a quote, as questionable every game for the remainder of the season, despite him having a bad history of being injured. Taylor fueled the doubts of his toughness in the minds of fans, but he's still not completely rid himself of the stigma of the nickname. For the 2001 season, the alleged Taylor agent William Tate Black sold $12 to $14 million for players, as well as Black laundered nearly $5 million of Taylor's signing bonus. In 2002, Taylor rebounded and started all 16 games for the first time up until that point for his whole career, and ran for 1,314 yards, third most in team history, while setting the team record 1,722 yards from scrimmage. He also set a career high with 49 receptions, second highest on the team with 408 yards, and also recorded 8 touchdowns. He again started all 16 games in 2003, set a career high of 1,572 yards, the most he ever ran throughout his entire career in one season. He also had 345 yards and 6 touchdowns through the air. He also on the ground. He also had 48 catches for 370 through the air. In 2004, Taylor started off the first 14 games of the season, recorded 1224 yards and 2 touchdowns. His streak of 46 consecutive games was snapped when he had a knee injury that sidelined for the final 2 weeks. That was the longest stint of Fred Taylor starting consecutive games throughout his whole career. Fred Taylor was also injured prone again in 2005 as he started 11 games while missing 5 throughout the season when he also led the team in rushing with 787 yards. That's when this next season will change the Jags' history forever running the football. In 2006, Taylor was joined by rookie running back Maurice Jones-Drew, the rookie out of UCLA, the second-round pick in 2006 draft, and Taylor's eventual replacement. Despite sharing the carries throughout the season, Taylor started 15 games and posted a career-best 5 yards per carry with 1,146 yards on 231 carries and 5 touchdowns. Also 23 carries for 242 yards and 1 touchdown. Together, Taylor and Jones-Drew combined for 2,087 yards, the most ever by dual running backs in Jags history. As a team captain in 2007, Fred Taylor ran for 1,202 yards on 223 carries and a career best 5.4. My apologies. I thought 5.0 was his best, but 5.4 is his career best. In 15 games starting on November 11th, Fred Taylor passed the 10,000-yard career mark in a game against the Titans. Taylor also ran for 5 100-yard games in late November and December, earning him AFC Offensive Player of the Month for those honors. He tied for first in the NFL with 4 50-yard carries or more and finished 2 of 4 longest rushes in NFL 7 that season. Following the season, Fred Taylor was named to the AP second-team All-Pro and to an 2008 Pro Bowl as an injury replaced him first time in his career. In the final season of the Jaguars in 2008, Taylor started the 13 games of the season before being put on IR for the first time in his career with a thumb injury on December 11th. A team captain for the second straight year, Taylor surpassed both 11,000 career rushing yards and 13 career 1,000 all-purpose yards in his career. Finished the season with 556 yards on 113 carries, while Jones-Drew, now a third-year player, ran for 824 on 194 carries. 97 carries, sorry. After the 2008 season, Fred Taylor said, in this quote, "All that still has to heal itself. I don't know how it's going to play out." Taylor said it was unclear that the organization was going a different direction now that Jones-Drew in the team, a younger, more durable back. Fred Taylor now, I think more now in his 11 or 12th season, he was starting to deteriorate. He had the lowest amount of yards he had his career up to that point. So I think the Jaguars was about to pull the plug, and they did. Fred Taylor was released on February 16, 2009 after 11 seasons with the Jags organization. Kind of a bittersweet moment for me because he was the first true Jags running back since being the franchise. And go down will be the best Jaguars running back of all time. Of course, people say Jones-Drew was in debate for the award, but Freddie T started the Jaguars franchise. He has all the records for the running backs, touchdowns, rushing yards, carries. Fred Taylor's the GOAT when it comes to Jags football. Fred Taylor signed a 2-year contract with the New England Patriots on February 27, 2009. He played the first 4 games of the season with the Patriots before suffering ankle injury in Week 4 against the Ravens. Despite the fact the Patriots still didn't trade him, despite all those injuries he had, and said they deactivated him instead of put on IR. He returned to the field Week 16 against his former team, the Jaguars, on December 27, 2009. He did not play until the fourth quarter, but he ran 35 carries on 11 attempts. Finished that season with 269 yards, 63 attempts, and 4 touchdowns. By far the lowest ever of his career since his rookie season. 2010, Fred Taylor played the first 3 games before being put as reserve due to a toe injury against Week 3 against the Buffalo Bills. He did not become inactive. He was inactive all the way up to Week 12 against the Lions, but did not play that game. He didn't see his first snaps until Week 13 Week 13 of the fourth quarter against the Jets. Fred Taylor played 7 total games, all as reserve, 43 carries for 155 yards and no touchdowns. On September 2nd, 2011, Fred Taylor ends his 13-year NFL career as a Jacksonville Jaguar to fully retire him, the team that drafted him 9th overall in the 98 draft. On June 7, 2012, the Jags announced that Taylor will be the second player inducted into the Pride of the Jaguars. The Pride of the Jaguars is kind of like a hall of fame for former Jaguar players that are acknowledged for their achievements and contributions to the Jaguars franchise. Fred Taylor was formally inducted on September 30th in a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. So throughout Fred Taylor's illustrious 13-year career in Jacksonville and New England, Fred Taylor accumulated a total of 2,534 carries for 11,695 yards, 66 touchdowns. Also, 290 catches for 2,384 yards and 8 touchdowns, according to NFL.com, their stats, according to the website. So what do y'all think about Fred Taylor's NFL career? I think Fred Taylor will go down as not only the best Jaguars player in franchise history, but probably, in my opinion, one of the most underrated running backs in NFL history during the 90s. During the late 90s to the early 2000s. Fred Taylor was consistent. Yes, he was injured a lot, but he was also a very consistent player during his time with the Jaguars. So what do y'all think about Fred Taylor, man? Was he overrated or underrated? I thank everybody for tuning into the channel. We're having more videos of this coming soon. Any other video on the channel, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell button, and we out. Thanks, guys.